Hi, my name is Jared Link, and this is my presentation on mindset and belief as it relates to athletic success. So, I guess to start, I should say that I believe that your mindset is everything, and that I believe it is majority of what determines your athletic success. So, the first part, like I just said, is it's the foundation of overall success. I believe our minds are powerful beyond what we believe, and they can pretty much put us in a put us on the direction towards success or the opposite based on how we prepare. So I think first off with it is that it's a skill set. I think a lot of us that I don't think enough people think of the mind development as a skill set, that it's actually an acquired specific skill that we can constantly improve. And then the mindset determines our belief that what we want to do, what the actions we have, our approach determines those said beliefs. And then last is that it's a conscious decision. So that I think um, that we are in control of it, and therefore it is something that we can actually change if we do not like what's going on. So mind matters. Before I get into the video that we watched with Eduardo Breseno, I would like to just brief history on my background. That I'm a college basketball coach. I'm a men's basketball coach at Moorpark Community College. This is my 5th year as the head coach, and mindset in athletic success is it's relative to everything, but it is very much essential and vital as a basketball coach to try to motivate our athletes and get them in the correct mindset to win games. It is also, or rather to be the best they can be. Hopefully the results will take care of themselves if we take care of the process. Also, as a coach, it is vital that I am in the best mindset to make the best decisions possible, because the decisions I make, the things I say, the things I do on a daily basis, and we as coaches and my coaching staff do, affect, have a direct effect on the athletes we serve. And there's no worse feeling. I've never had a worse feeling, well, relative to in coaching than letting a group of kids down. Like it is not a good feeling knowing that you are not your best and it hurt them. So with that being said, moving towards the video, that one of the greatest points that he said, and he says it quick, really right away, gets right into it in the video, is that losing can help. And he uses the story of Josh Waitzkin, the champion chess player who lost, and then his mindset changed. And he didn't believe he was special. He didn't believe he was smarter than everyone. And whether he had or not before, it's irrelevant, because at the time when adversity struck, he realized, I need to continue to learn. I need to continue to get better, which is a very powerful state of mind to be in. Now, Josh happened to change the content. He kept the mindset, but changed into martial arts and changed into jiu-jitsu, a form of martial arts. But his quote on the moment we believe that success is determined by an ingrained level of ability, we will be brittle in the face of adversity. Having faith and having confidence in knowing that we have earned it through our work, through our ability to continue to learn, and that we need to stop, that we don't need to learn anymore because we know all, is a very dangerous for us moving forward in times of adversity, in times of need or stress or pressure, and in being the best we can be in the moment. If we do not take care of all those things, it can be very difficult, right? We can possibly have failure in that time. Now, he brought up Eduardo in the video. He brought up the growth and fixed mindsets. So in those two mindsets, we see I kind of labeled the growth as outside the box, the fixed is inside the box thinking. And that's not necessarily fair to either ones, but it was easier for me to conceptualize it that way, where maybe the labels aren't completely fair. However, I find that growth is that they look at failure. The mindset of failure is an opportunity to grow. The mindset of failure and fixed is that it limits my abilities. It's In growth, I can be the best I can be because I can learn. I can continue. The adversity that strikes me is just another opportunity for me to get better, learn about myself, maybe my teammates, my team, whatever have you in your own content. In the fixed, I don't really want any type of challenge. I give up easily. And I think those two, it's just going into a certain setting based on that mindset can really change our outlook. And while doing research, I was looking through and I ended up navigating my way to teamusa.org, and you can see the link on the bottom to read it. But they came up with 3 rules. And kind of and I had no idea that they would be about the fixed and the growth mindsets and the differentiation they make. Now, this happens to do with our Olympic team and our Olympic volleyball team, which, again, I'm a basketball coach. I do not know a ton about volleyball. However, to hear about athletes at the highest level and their 3 rules relative to a fixed and growth mindset. So one for them is that in the fixed mindset, it looks at look talented at all costs. In the growth mindset, it is constantly learn, constantly get better. Number 2, don't work too hard or practice too much. You're talented. You don't need it. You can't get better. You're as good as you're going to be. In the growth, work with passion and dedication. That passion and dedication then drives your work and your thirst for learning and getting better, never settling, and that the effort is the key to that passion, dedication with the work, to that success. And then 3 is the fixed mindset, the third rule with the fixed mindset of when you are challenged, when there's a setback, you run away or you conceal your deficiencies. However, in that growth mindset, when you have a setback, when you have a mistake, you embrace it, embrace the change, embrace the adversity, the discomfort, and you confront those said deficiencies to move forward and move on and just keep growing. Kind of furthering towards that growth mindset, the idea with Blackwell and Trzynski in their Child Development 2007, I can get smarter. Learning is my goal. Effort makes me stronger. I spend more time working harder and eventually gets to higher achievement. But it starts with the original mindset of I can actually get better. I do not have all the answers. There is room for improvement. There is always room for improvement. And just that mindset learns and helps drive you mentally to higher achievement. And again, this is a conscious decision, so it's something that is controllable by us. We control the decision to say, I can actually get smarter. So as a coach, again, just regarding the fixed and growth mindset, that in the fixed, my job would simply be to then just get talent. I need to just get talent, boom. But in the growth mindset, looking at coaching, my job is to inspire, promote, and develop this said talent to the best of my ability and to the best of their abilities. And I need to ask them to do certain things. We have 3 team rules, and we'll get into Wooden's video in a second, but we do not want to be late. We want to work really hard, and we don't want to criticize a teammate. We want to encourage teammates. Now, those are 3 basic rules, and 2 of them I stole from Coach Wooden and many other coaches that have continued to do it. But if we can take care of those few things and then continue to grow as people with the people around us, I think anything we want to do is possible if we want to put our minds to it and take care of it. Now, earlier we had to watch the Wooden Philosophy and write a little bit about it. He defines success in his video as actually the peace of mind in knowing that you have the self-satisfaction knowing you did the best in what you're capable of doing. That is not actually driven off a win or a loss. I think Coach Wooden even said in the video, there have been wins when he's lost and there's been losses when he's won, which is a tough concept if we're purely result driven. However, in the process-oriented focus, in the daily, let's get better today, let's take care of the process, it makes clear sense. And one of the biggest pieces of this is to know that it's going to require a little bit of faith in yourself and that what's meant to be is going to happen. And that patience and that no progress can happen without change. That we cannot move forward if we don't accept new things in our life and don't search for something new. And I loved his 3. I just had to write those 3 in there: that don't whine, don't complain, don't make excuses, because I believe those are huge. That you cannot lead if you're whining. If you are complaining, you're not leading. And we talk to our athletes all the time about how do we become better leaders, and I think about this myself: how do I become a better leader of men, or just of people in general? And if I'm complaining, then I'm definitely not leaning. I'm part of that holding us back as opposed to helping us grow and move forward. Here's a photo just of Coach Wooden's the Pyramid of Success. He speaks about it there, that he came up with this as a very, very famous pyramid that has his industriousness, friendship, loyalty, cooperation, enthusiasm, initiative, alertness, self-control, skill. A lot of the things he speaks to on here, if not all of them, poise, confidence, are self-controllable. They're controlled by us. And one of the biggest things to success is, a lot of times I think we want to outsource our success to somebody else or point the finger, when we look in the mirror, that is the person that we can actually point to, and that we can say, that's our reason. And I loved Coach Wooden also, not to keep saying the things I love about it, what he said, but he said so many good things in there in his video, and that after a game, our mindset before the game, after the game, no one should know whether we won or lost the game, because we should be the same. They should not be able to tell whether we've won or lost. And I really like that. And then I in Dale Robbins, in the reading that we had, that this strength-based focus, building our strengths, not necessarily our weaknesses, that we can rewire our thoughts. We're kind of predetermined society. I've always heard this, that whatever your weakness is, we need to make it better. We need to acknowledge it and make it better. And accepting our weaknesses, and sure enough, they're yours. Those limiters, they become yours if we accept them. And if we focus on the strengths and improving our strengths, how awesome can we become? How much stronger do we become, as opposed to just focusing on our weaknesses and trying to improve those? If only every man would make proper use of his strength and do his utmost, he needs never regret his limited ability. If we don't even worry about our limited ability, and we focus on that strength and the best we can be in our strengths, the limiting abilities, the limiters we have, are irrelevant. And that's Marcus Cicero who said it, and I think that is an excellent quote that I have actually since shared with my team, and hopefully 1 or 2 of them understood it. We talked about it, but I can't control what they understand and don't, and what they take to heart all the time. And kind of with that same thing, we spoke earlier that it's a skill, that I believe that success is a skill. Our mindset is a skill. And if success is a skill and a habit, then what we repeatedly do, if we are what we repeatedly do on the daily, then excellence, success, is not an act, but it is a habit. It is something we do on a daily basis. And Will Durant is who spoke this. I actually thought that was Aristotle who said it. Through research, I learned that I was also incorrect. That it is actually Will Durant who coined the phrase after reading a bunch of philosophers' thoughts on success and habits. And then kind of my thoughts. So I was fortunate enough in college that when I got, or actually outside after college, when I got released from playing basketball in Europe, that I met a peak performance psychologist who was working out of Stanford, and I was doing my first master's degree in kinesiology at Sonoma State in exercise physiology, and I had to do something kind of outside the box. So I went to a peak performance. I talked to him named Glenn Brasington, and we ended up learning about this peak performance psychology. And one of the biggest things I learned was that there is actually mental preparation techniques we can do every day to help us do better. But it takes us to decide, to the actions, to actually do it. And we are more than capable of doing anything we want to do in life if we do it with our actions and our convictions. Thank you. Hope you're having a great day.